And Drew Holiday, you can see they combined to score 76 points. That's the most they've combined for in a game since Holiday joined the Bucks in 2020. So pretty impressive. They were clicking on all cylinders. Richard, first, please tell me what's going on your feet.
It's Casual Friday.
It's definitely Wednesday.
Oh, well, first of all, no, these are like the Gucci mullets, you know, business in the front, party in the back. You've never seen the Gucci
You're
mullets
welcome,
before,
Gucci.
ladies and gentlemen? You're welcome.
That's what we're calling them
Listen,
here
man,
right now.
Riz on 1,000 right now.
I want to break down these more, but I do want to get your thoughts on the final game-winning three for Drew Holiday. So let's gear that up first.
Let's pop it up, and we're going to see, look, the ball movement of Milwaukee Bucks. Not only are they talented, look, you got the ball in Giannis' hands. You know what he's trying to do. Great screen. You don't want to slip out of the screen. You want to set the screen. Give him a little bit of room. Now you got 2-on-1. The most underrated part of Giannis' game probably is still his passing. He is a willing passer. Ball movement. I love the relocation, though, by Drew Holiday. He went from the paint back out to the three, found an open spot. And when his teammates are looking for him, it is a special system that they run.
There's some business in the front, party in the back for them, too.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I like it. I appreciate that.
Okay, great. I'm glad you like the Gucci mullets. They're coming back.
Oh, boy. The mullets are coming back?
No, Gucci mullets.
Are you going to grow one?
No, I can't grow. I can grow the back part.
So when you think about Boston and Milwaukee, who I just have the utmost confidence in, it's can they crack and can they be, we talk about them in the upper echelon, can they get up there? And I just don't know whether or not they have enough. Richard, I guess we'll keep it moving in the standings. For the Bucks, what's the biggest question for them?
Well, it's the health. I think that's the number one thing. I think even if you look at the people that they brought in, I love the Joe Ingles addition. I love the Jay Crowder addition. They've added depth on the wing in an area in which they need it. When you saw Chris Middleton, last year, you were like, okay, Chris Middleton was injured. That's why we lost to Boston in 7. Well, Boston's better. And then you go this year, and Chris Middleton has been banged up all year long, hasn't played much. So you're like, oh, it's not like they started the season, kept going. And then the last part is when you look at how much more Giannis has had to do over the course of this season because Drew Holiday has been in and out, because Chris Middleton has missed a substantial amount of time. That's the one thing. If the Bucks are healthy and they are rolling, that to me is going to be very difficult, especially because they added depth in the positions in which they needed it most.
I still like the Bucks a lot. Ramona, how about the reigning Eastern Conference champions?
Well, they've got to, because the Bucks are so good, they're going to have to play their guys more than they probably want to down the stretch to hold on to that 1 seed. Jason Tatum sat out of last night's game. They called it a non-COVID illness. He told me he said he had a really bad stomach bug. He was throwing up in and out of bed the last couple of days. He's going to get some rest here. He didn't even make the flight to Milwaukee. He's going to get some rest here. But one of the big issues for him last year is he ran out of gas in the finals. And he trained really hard in the summer to make sure that he's fresh for the playoffs. But he has to go against his nature because he wants to play every night. And they're going to have to restrain him while they're also in a race for the top seed with the Bucks.
So, Zach, when you look at all of those questions that we just posed, the Cavs offense, the Sixers have enough, the Bucks health, Jason Tatum, if he's fresh enough, which one to you is the biggest question mark of all those four?
Oh, it's got to be the Sixers. It's got to be the Sixers because I said it before. They should be insulted by the way we all talk about the Eastern Conference as Boston, Milwaukee, and then a gap between everybody else. They have an MVP candidate in Joel Embiid, a guy who should have made the All-Star team in James Harden. They are not a weak sister. They should be the championship contenders like Boston and Milwaukee, except we know what's happened to James Harden in the very biggest games. Joel Embiid's had some injuries in the playoffs, and he's actually not performed up to his regular season level in some playoff series. Those are the questions that will remain unanswered until they answer them on the biggest stages. And with Harden headed into free agency this summer potentially, the pressure is on to answer them now for Philly.
Rich.
No, I agree. For me, the biggest question, and I know we were having this conversation off camera before the show, and it was like the thing about the Cavs is we're talking about this top four, and Donovan Mitchell has been outstanding this year. Their young core. I think Donovan Mitchell is the oldest one at 26, 27. So they have multiple years to get better. But in none of these series would Donovan Mitchell be the best player on the floor, right? If you're talking about Celtics, you're probably talking about Jason Tatum. If you're talking about the Bucks, you're talking about Giannis. If you're talking about Philly, you're talking about Embiid. So the Cavaliers would enter into any one of these series, even if they're able to win, they would never have the best player. Now, they might have 2, 3, and 4. Right. They might might have 2 and 3, but they would not have the best player in the series. And to me, that's tough to win a championship or to get really deep and never have that guy. And now Donovan Mitchell is that guy. I'm just
going
comparing
right up on his
I'm going, Donovan, you that guy. I'm just saying of those guys, you would say that.
Well,
those are the MVP candidates right now.
Because at the end of the day, not only do you need usually one superstar to win, but in today's day and age, you need...
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. It is Tuesday, February the 15th, 2023. Let's get right into NBA, and we're going to take a stroll down to the east side. Last night was pretty special because the Milwaukee Bucks won their 11th game in a row. Unbelievable. Giannis had 36. Drew Holiday came out of nowhere. He had 40 freaking points. Unbelievable. And Brogdon had 26. Derek White had 27. Well, hold on a second. Jason Tatum never played. Jaylen Brown never played. So how is it that the biggest game of the East was wire to wire, right? I think it was 131 to 126 or 125 or something. So now the media is saying Milwaukee is insane, and they rightfully are, right? I know a lot of them were saying today that, hey, they'd pick Giannis over the Boston Celtics, and like Giannis and the Bucks over Boston Celtics. But last night, again, there was no Jason Tatum. Again, there was no Jaylen Brown. You know, and all the stars were not there. So Milwaukee barely beat them. I'll say that again. Milwaukee barely beat them. 131 to 126, 125. Could it have gone another way? Yeah, I'm sure they have. Like, you know, Derek White was insane last night. Brogdon picked it up. That's cool. But what would happen if Jason Tatum was there, Jaylen Brown was there, Robert Williams, he played phenomenal. Let's just say if he was doing his thing, Marcus Smart was doing his thing. Are you telling me that the Bucks would win that? I don't know, right? Because the East is so strong this year, it's unbelievable. You got the 76ers, who are taking on the Cavs, by the way, tonight. Cavs got a little bit stronger. They got Danny Green as a sharpshooter coming off the bench. That's pretty phenomenal. And 76ers, like, what can you say? I have never seen 76ers play this well in years. And they're playing tonight. So, top 4 teams, cool. But let's give some flowers to Brunson and the Knicks, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, ever since they got Josh Hart, now this is a Tibbs guy. He does his thing on both sides of the floor. I think the first game as a Knick, he had like 20 points or something. So, you know, the East is loaded. The East is phenomenal this year. I know everybody downplays the Nets now, saying, oh, they're finished and yada, yada, yada. I don't think they're 100% finished. You know, they have good pieces around them. But at the end of the day, who would win in a healthy matchup, okay? I'm going to get to the West in another video. I'm going to get to KD. I'm going to get to Phoenix. I'm going to get to Joker in another video. But at the end of the day, who would win in a East Finals matchup? Let's just say, hypothetically, hypothetically, first round. Let's just say if the first round consisted of the Bucks versus the Celtics. Who would win that? If everybody played, nobody was injured, who would win that matchup? This is a phenomenal question because Giannis is so dominant, but the Boston Celtics, you cannot deny their defense. You cannot deny their stars. their depth is crazy, right? So again, who would win that? Who would win that matchup? Is it the Bucks or is it the Celtics? I have no freaking idea. It's just these two teams are just so damn good. The Bucks have won 11 in a row, obviously for a reason. And the Celtics are the Celtics. They're number one for a reason too. So this is a tough question. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Who would win this matchup? Is it Giannis and the Bucks or is it Tatum and the Celtics? You guys know what to do. This is Jag from Jaggy Sports.